Welcome back to One-on-One Sports. I'm now joined by our NBA experts, Rajat Agarwal and Stephen A. Harris, as we play a game of fair or foul. So, guys, first up is the Spurs. NBA Commissioner David Stern fined the Spurs $250,000 last week for sitting most of their stars against the Miami Heat. We'll start with you, Stephen. Was this fair or foul for David Stern to fine him $250,000?
This may not be the popular answer, but I'm going fair.
Okay.
Here's why I'm saying that. You guys ever been to a basketball game?
Absolutely.
400 level seats?
Absolutely.
We all been there. For this game, they sold those tickets for $70 in Miami, okay? That's crazy for 400 level seats. Why? Because they want to see Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker play.
Yeah, but the problem is that some of it is about the fans, but you've got to look at the teams. Greg Popovich is a 4-time NBA champion.
That's fair, but if I'm spending $70 on the ticket, I want to see Tim Duncan out on the court.
David Stern has no business dealing with the individual teams in their roster. Look in the Major League Baseball. You didn't see
baseball is a completely different sport.
You didn't see Bud
Baseball
Selig
completely different. Those guys play day after day. Basketball, these guys get days of rest.
You didn't see Roger Goodell threatening Peyton Manning and the Colts when he was with the Colts about sitting him out towards the end of the season. I think it's up to the coaches.
We get to see them so much because those sports get TV contracts. The San Antonio is only in Miami once a year because of the way their conference and the way the schedule falls out. I want to see these guys.
It matters that it's the best for their team, and Greg Popovich made the call for their team, and he thought that was the best for the Spurs.
I'm sorry, if I'm spending so much money on a ticket, I want to see Tim Duncan go up, try to slam it. I want to see Tony Parker dishing the ball. I want to see Ginobili popping it against Dwayne Wade, against that Miami Heat team. Because then how are you really going to know? How are you really going to know what this team has going on if I don't see these guys out there? It was such a boring game. I don't want to see Tiago Splitter.
We got to keep going. We got to keep going.
They lost by 5.
Tiago Splitter.
We got to keep going, but I am on Rajat's side on this one. I'm sorry, Stephen, but Greg Popovich has the right to coach exactly how he wants to coach. Let's move on. The Orlando Magic went into LA last week and absolutely embarrassed the Lakers. Dwight Howard not giving the media too much to go on in his press conferences, having very, very short answers. Guys, what do you make, fair or foul, of Dwight Howard blowing off the media like that?
Definitely foul. I was disappointed in Dwight Howard. I thought it was a perfect opportunity for him to gain respect from his teammates, go into the press room, take some of the blame. He was 9 of 21 from the free throw line, and admit that they're struggling as a team and they're improving, they're working on it. It was a great chance, but he didn't do it, and I think that was bad for him.
I agree that it's foul, but I'm thinking it's not so much like just – well, actually, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say it is just him. Because if you look at the pregame in an interview, they did an article on NBA.com where he said, it's going to be a little weird playing against my former team, but we need a good win, so I'll put all my effort into getting ready for the next game. That's fine, but he sounds like he's not over it quite yet. In a post-game interview, he was asked what some of the banter like on the court with Jameer and JJ. He didn't even answer the question.
Yeah,
how can you go? He completely changed his stance.
Exactly.
And I don't think it's an immaturity thing. I just think he needs a reality check and realize what he did, and he needs to stop being so flip-floppy.
And he needs to respect the Magic. The Magic came in and played a great game against the Lakers. They played good defense against him, and he needs to respect that and move on and address the questions.
I do agree that he needs to just he needs to learn what's going on, and he needs to realize what he did and start taking accountability.
I think it's pretty fair. Exactly. He definitely needs to grow up a little bit. Now, guys, a lot of people have been complaining about the way Pau Gasol has been playing. The Lakers are paying him a lot of money. He hasn't exactly been performing. Kobe Bryant's among those people who's not exactly happy with him. What do you make of Kobe Bryant saying to the media that Pau Gasol needs to, quote, put on his big boy pants? Steven?
This is completely fair. Pau Gasol of the past would not be playing like this. Right now, this current Pau Gasol looks like he should be playing in high school or in middle school.
But it's not Kobe's business.
He's getting paid $19 million, and he's only having 12.8 points per game when his career is 18.5.
Yeah.
What is that?
Pau Gasol is struggling, but it's up to him to fix that. And if Kobe Bryant has a problem with it, he needs to address that behind closed doors. I think it's the worst thing for a teammate to call it a different teammate in the media.
I'm going to tell you something that's going on real quick. Meta World Peace, our favorite player in the NBA.
Our favorite player.
Is getting paid $7 million, and he has more points per game. He has 13.2. Antoine Jameson, Pau Gasol's backup, is getting paid $800,000 and is averaging 7.4. Granted, that isn't much, but if you need to call somebody out to get the reality check, because look at it this way: if Kobe Bryant held behind closed doors, Pau Gasol would be like, all right, fine, that's fair. But if he's called out, then that means it's on now. The scope is on him, and that means he needs to learn.
If you know your teammate's going to call you out,
Kobe Bryant's a leader, and he needs to get that team's attention, especially when a guy who should be putting up big numbers is playing like he should be playing in high school. This is not the Pau Gasol we've seen in the past, and this is not the Pau Gasol anybody wants to see.
I think, guys, a lot of times it is a kind of a bad sign when teammates call out each other, but I think it's a different set of rules when it comes to Kobe Bryant. This has been his team for a long time, and I think he can kind of say what he wants at this point. But that's all the time we have for this episode of One-on-One Sports. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and remember, whose side are you on?